McClever Thoughts podcast with Punchie, man. How y'all doing? I know it's been a minute, man. It's been months, right? Yeah, man. I've been getting certified with becoming teaching about mental health. So I'm a literally certified facilitator to teach mental health about nurturing parents. I'm a certified facilitator now to teach on strengthening African American families. So I definitely been in the lab, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to this new career that I have. So now I can talk to y'all about real life, mental issues. You know what I'm saying? So, which I think I've been doing a good job at, just really addressing just things that most of us experience, collectively. So I think it's been a wonderful experience. This little tender that I have had with YouTube. So that's why I've been missing y'all, because I've been wanting to get it right. From a career perspective, resources perspective, things of that nature. What I want to talk about today is pretty much like the different trial and tribulations that's taking place in society today. We seeing a lot of depression. We seeing a lot of hurt. Hurt. They say hurt people. But I have heard some over the past couple of weeks. Heal people. And that was beautiful to hear. Because you always hearing the negativities of in life. When people address phrases and things of that nature. It's always usually something that is a lesson that you need to learn, or something that you don't need to be engaging into. When you hear cliches, warning before destruction cliches. But I want to talk about rejection. Because like I say, you always hear about things in a more so negative perspective or light. I want to actually shine some light on rejection. A lot of people deem rejection as negative, because it can provide embarrassment. It can, make somebody shut down. I understand that. But let's look at the good side of rejection. Let's look at how rejection can literally save your life. Say somebody is rejecting you and you really adamant about being with this person, but you not knowing that this person has an ailment in their life that they just can't get rid of. And they trying their best to, not involve you into their trials and tribulations, we would say. And you looking at it as, okay, why this person don't like me, or why this person don't want me? I know I can treat this person the way they need to be treated. Well, that person might got an X on them. And by them person seeing that you are passionate about trying to be with them, they like literally saying they can't give you what you need. See, a lot of times we think in rejection is literally like, what's wrong with me? In some cases, rejection is literally, nah, I'm trying to save you. And so that's why we have to look at it. We have to, men, when you're trying to holler at that very attractive woman, and she like, nah, I want to go that route. Nah, no, thank you. No, you're not ugly. That lady might got a lot going on in her life, man. And she literally saying, hey, I'm an ex right now. I don't think you want to go this route. Same thing with the women. You see a guy that you're really attracted to, and you just, hoping and praying that you get his attention. And in actuality, you really don't want his attention because he got a whole lot going on that you don't want to deal with. And see, people, that's what we got to understand. Sometimes we sign up for things that we don't know what we signing up for. You adopting other people's situations and problems, and you not knowing how it's going to affect your life. I'm seeing it too many times. You're seeing it now with people wanting to be in relationships. Over the years, they was, doing this and doing that, not realizing that they was putting themselves in a position to where people say, nah, I'm straight on you. Yeah, people do say that on you. You can't have that that negativity or that demonic spirit, that's what we call it, to where it shows. I like to tell people, you can smile all day long, but we can still see what's on your spirit. And if we see what's on your spirit, I see what's on your spirit, that's not going to make me attracted to you. If you accumulated all these problems and all these, mental issues, like, that's not going to make you attractive to somebody that ain't going through half of the stuff you're going through. So we have to always be mindful of what we're putting ourselves in. People now, done had multiple kids and done been married 15 times. Now they want to settle down again. I feel like life is like the lunchroom. How many times you gonna get in line to eat? You know what I'm saying? You done ate before. Get somebody else turn to eat. Get somebody else time to eat, man. That's real though. Like, how many chances you supposed to get in life? And they say, as long as you live, you have a chance. I understand that, but we have to realize, think about who want to take on your situations. I tell any young girl right now, hey, don't go out there having all those kids. That's going to cap you. Because most men is not going to look at you and saying, okay, I want to spend the rest of my life with women who already got children already. No, most men going to keep it real. We just going to smash and pass. That's it. Point blank. We can get a meal out you. That's what's going to happen. But most men just going to smash and pass because guess what? Your life is already set. He's not trying to adopt to other people's problems. That's, especially when you got kids from multiple men. He's not trying to adopt multiple people's problems because that's what he's doing. Especially if you got like multiple baby daddies. He's not trying to adopt multiple people's problems. Understand that. And I ain't throwing no shade. I'm just calling reality. Men are not looking for going out saying, oh, I just want a woman with 3 kids and settle down with. No, he's not saying that. A smart woman, that done preserved herself ain't saying that about a man. She's not looking for the man with the most kids. She's looking for a man that she can start a life with. And so I would say in society, like, I had this thing where I feel like if you a ratchet person, you need to be with ratchet people. If you sophisticated, you need to be with sophisticated. We done lived off this opposite attract shit too long. Let that shit go. It's literally what fits you. I like to tell people, your shoe size teach you how to have a successful relationship. It's true. You got a shoe on your feet too small, guess what? It hurts your feet. You dealing with a person too small, guess what? They hurt your heart. You get a shoe too big for your feet, you unbalanced. Can't think straight. Because you're trying to figure out how you're going to stay afloat. You dealing with somebody that's too big for you and think they too better than you, you're going to go through the same thing. You're going to be stumbling, trying to, satisfy this person. And there ain't nothing you can do to satisfy that person. When you get a shoe that fits your feet, well, you can climb trees. You can run all day long. You can fight. You can do everything in them shoes, man. Why? Because they fit your feet comfortably. That's the same thing with a person that fits you. When they fit you comfortably, life is beautiful. It's understood because you're dealing with somebody that's passionate about getting to know you. And that's what I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing a lot of passion. Like, I'll tell women, I've been telling women lately, if you want to keep a man, you have to be what the man wants. And I'm gonna tell y'all something, ladies. It's some men out here that got something going for themselves. They're attractive. They got their own. They got careers. They got their own place. You can't come at that man like that man who going out their way that you don't really like, but he doing whatever it take to get you. No, you can't come at him like that. Because he don't have to have you. He got too many women out there want him. So he's not finna sweat you. He don't have to. He's the winner. He's the prize. Yes. When I turn 40, I look like this. When you turn 40, if you ain't in shape and you ain't putting all that shit on your body and makeup and all your face, you don't look like this. I woke up like this. So you gotta be mindful of that. You can't try him like that when he is him. You gotta be humble. You gotta be nurturing. You gotta be catering. You gotta be desiring. And don't think just because you look good, that's gonna keep him. No, that's not gonna keep him. I was just telling somebody the other night, you gotta be like Sunshine from Coming to America, man. You see how that white man left his wife? That white man called his wife, and his son answered the phone. He said, put your mom on the phone. He said, I ain't never coming back home no more. How many of y'all women out there making men cry because they don't want to leave you? You know, Sunshine has something so sweet, man, that brighten up the earth. How many of y'all women's out there like that? You know, you supposed to make a man feel like, God damn, I ain't gonna never go nowhere. Not because of how you look, because of what you're doing to him. How many of y'all rubbing feet while he eat? How many of y'all doing whatever it takes to make that man go out there and buy you that Mercedes Benz and that big old house? Don't just expect it, because you ain't gonna never get it. Work for it, baby. Be the best woman he ever had in his life. Be the sweetest thing he ever tasted. And I promise you, he ain't going nowhere. But you gotta be her. You can't expect to just be her and you ain't put it in the work. You don't become a 5-star football player just because how you look. You gonna put in that work. Yeah, you might get a 3-star because how you look, but that 5-star put in work, man. Everybody gotta work. My best friend asked me the other night if I had $1 million, would my woman work? Hell, motherfucker, yeah. Cause what she gonna do? Sit around the house and get fat, eating all day? Cause she ain't got to cook no more. We gotta cook. You ain't gotta clean no more, cause we got maids. What's she gonna do? And especially if it's not naturally in her to work out. Like, she had to be that way before we even met. So for her to be that way when we get into a relationship, that might not be suffice for her. You know, that not might be, because she only doing it because she want to maintain my interest. But it's not naturally her. No, this gotta be you before you even get into that relationship. Because you get into it with that relationship and this man got money and you ain't doing that with yourself, you gonna sit there and lose yourself. Even if you naturally fine, you're still gonna be unhealthy. Majority of the time gonna be in the hospital. High cholesterol, other issues. Why? Because you just sitting on your ass every day, spending money. People gotta realize, even though when you got money, there's multi-millionaires out here. Them people still work. They want to maintain. It's called maintaining. You're not just finna get no money and think, oh, you just finna sit on it. And no type of repercussions or consequences are gonna be applied. Yeah, you're gonna go through something. If you got rich today tomorrow and you ain't work no more, your ass gonna have some type of complication with your health. You still gotta be active. You still gotta be productive in life. You're not finna sit down and think you finna live to be 100 years old and you ain't did nothing healthy with your motherfucking life. It's not gonna happen, man. It's not gonna happen. So you have to be mindful of what we putting into the universe. Even using words. I hear women call themselves stallions all the time. That's not the truth. You're not a fucking man. A stallion is a male horse. So guess what? The more you call yourself a male, guess what society start treating you like? And you ain't gonna like it when society start treating you like a man, because guess what? Your feminine side gonna kick in. I want to be treated like a lady. No, I bet you been calling yourself a man for 10 years. Come on. I'm a stallion. All right, bitch, I'm gonna treat you like a nigga. I don't want to be treated like a man no more. Stop calling yourself a stallion. Because that's what it means. It's a male horse. So that means it has masculinity behind it. You can't change that. We got to stop changing in society what we can't really control. Because guess what? Universe going to tell you, all right, since y'all think y'all run some shit, I'm going to show you who run this shit. God going to show you, since y'all think y'all run this shit, okay, I'm going to show you who run this shit. Yeah. Because guess what? We're in a world where we're trying to make things a certain way, and it's not supposed to be that way. So if you rebutting against life gonna rebut against you. Man, I hope somebody heard this, man, and got a message up out of this. I just felt like I had to get that off my chest. Man, look forward to seeing you guys in the near future. McClever Thoughts Podcast with Punchie. I'm out. Enjoy your day.